Today on People Now, Michael J. Fox and his wife Tracy Pollan opening up about their remarkable 30-year marriage. It's this week's People cover story.
Inside Amanda Bynes' new life, she's focused on personal healing and preparing her relationship with her parents.
What is going on between Nicki Minaj and her ex-boyfriend? We'll tell you what we know about their heated Twitter feud that was filled with some serious allegations.
Priyanka Chopra shows off her supersized engagement ring from Nick Jonas.
Shake it like your wife or your mom.
Plus, star of the new movie We the Animals, Raúl Castillo, is live telling us what to expect in this coming-of-age story.
It's all today on People Now.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to People Now. If you're looking for an excuse to kind of slow down today, take the much-needed break, you're in luck. It is National Relaxation Day.
Is there a better day?
No.
I don't know.
I
We
just
want to
wanna
know,
chill.
how do you relax when things start to get a little hectic? So tweet us your response using the hashtag People Now. We may read it on the show, unless you're already taking a nap and you
know
can't
what I do?
tweet, but
I've utilized this the past few years. In the middle of the day, little tiny things. You sigh. You have like a deep sigh. Ready? All together, we're going to sigh. 3, 2, 1.
very
Doesn't that
relaxing.
feel good?
Very relaxing.
I'm so chill and ready to check your responses.
Just remember
a little
that
later in the
that was
show.
his idea, the group sigh.
You guys start utilizing that in your day. That's a 10 seconds of relief just to chill a little bit. For now, though, we'll get those responses in a bit. Sigh until we get to them. Here's what you need to know. What's trending today. 30 years after they exchanged vows in a small wedding ceremony in Vermont, Michael J. Fox and Tracy Pollan are opening up about their remarkable romance. In this week's People cover story, the couple reveals how they've made their love last through sickness, health, and 3 decades in the spotlight. They may come from very different worlds. Fox, now 57, is an Episcopalian-raised Army brat and high school dropout from Canada who earned his GED in his 30s, while Pollan, now 58, comes from a prominent New York Jewish family and studied at the Lee Strasberg Institute. But at the same time, they both agree that there were key similarities in their upbringings that helped reinforce their bond. Fox points to their big families and being middle children, as well as the sense of humor that their family shared. Pollan adds about her own upbringing, quote, "It was us against the world," and she says now that's exactly what they've created together as well. You guys stay tuned. A little later in the show, we'll have more on their 30-year love story, including what they say is the key to their long, happy marriage and how Pollan has helped Fox raise nearly $1 billion for Parkinson's research. That's coming up. Well, Amanda Bynes is taking her future by storm. The 32-year-old star has recently stepped away from the spotlight to attend design school in Los Angeles and to focus on her well-being following some mental health issues and run-ins with the law. After being arrested for a DUI in 2014, Amanda's mother became her conservator, meaning that she would be in charge of her daughter's health and medical decision-making. The arrangement can end anytime before 2020, but has not caused any strains on their relationship, that relationship between Amanda and both of her parents. Now, over the last 5 years, Bynes has focused on personal healing, repairing that once damaged relationship with her parents, and her studies at school. Amanda's living on her own, and both she and her parents are thrilled about the progress that she's made. Family attorney Tamar Armanak told People, quote, "She's surrounded by friends and companions that she can trust, and she feels free to be herself, which brings her so much happiness and excitement for the future." She goes on to add this: the fact that Amanda is living on her own and making her own decisions is something her parents are so proud of. She's looking forward to graduating and the next phase of her life. Of course, we're really happy for her. Guys, Nicki Minaj and her former boyfriend got into a heated Twitter feud as he accused her of assault during their 12-year relationship. On Wednesday, Minaj's ex and Love and Hip Hop star Safari Samuels tweeted, quote, "Remember the night you cut me and I almost died? The police and ambulance had to take me out the crib on a stretcher." He went on to say, "I had to lie and tell them I was trying to kill myself so they wouldn't take you to jail. When things like that start happening more than once, it's time to dip." I'd say if it happens once. Minaj quickly fired back, writing in part, "You stole my card and you told me you thought it was an account with free money that I didn't know about. God will strike you down and more for lying. Stop saying you packed and left." A little bit heated there. According to multiple outlets, a video released in 2014 shows Minaj chasing Samuels with a knife. Minaj previously rapped about not meaning to cut an ex in her 2014 song Bed of Lies, though she did not name Samuels specifically. On Wednesday, Samuels also went on to call their decade together toxic, saying that he did things out of spite and so did Minaj, but he goes on to confess that he doesn't have any hate for his ex, saying, quote, "I still don't have no hate for you because I'm happy in my own mind now. Enjoy your album dropping."
Whoa.
Hope you guys kept up with all that. It seems like it ended kind of cordially. I don't know.
I think it's good that they're exes. And they're
yeah,
not together.
no doubt about that.
That's the
Good that they're
takeaway
apart.
here.
Yeah.
All right, well, we are kicking off Star Treks with one supersized engagement ring. So check out that rock. Priyanka Chopra is showing off her fairy tale sparkler on friend and Bollywood actress Raveena Tandon's Instagram, giving fans a sneak peek at what appears to be a customized Tiffany & Company cushion-cut diamond. It is beautiful. Now, Jonas proposed to his girlfriend of 2 months in July while celebrating her 36th birthday in London, and according to one insider, shut down a Tiffany store to purchase the ring. No big deal. Sources say the singer is, quote, very, very happy. His friends and family had never seen him like this, and they're all really excited for him. He's definitely very serious about her. And it looks like things will be getting more serious since they'll soon be meeting each other's families. So yes, Nick Jonas and his family are going to India to meet the Chopra clan for the first time. A source tells People that the singer's loved ones will be traveling to Priyanka Chopra's home country for a get-together with her family, including her mother and her brother. The upcoming Jonas-Chopra family gathering will mark Nick's second time in India. Back in June, he and Chopra traveled to the country where they met her mother during their week-long getaway. Priyanka told People at the time of his trip, quote, "We're getting to know each other, and I think it was a great experience for him." Chopra has already won over the Jonas family after she met them at Nick's cousin's wedding in New Jersey on June 9th. A source recently told People that Jonas has found the love of his life in Chopra, saying, quote, "Nick has been obsessed with Priyanka since they started dating. He obviously thinks she's beautiful, but he's also drawn to her intelligence. She has this charisma and energy that draws you to her, and she's fit in so well with his friends and family." We're definitely rooting for them. On to another couple. Justin Bieber and Hailey Baldwin are slowing down their wedding planning to enjoy their engagement. A source tells People the wedding planning has slowed down a bit. They still don't want a long engagement, but they are also not rushing the wedding. The news comes after just a week after the model was seen consoling Bieber as he cried on a New York City bike path. One insider revealing it was getting quite intense and they realized they want to enjoy being engaged for a while. The on and off couple, who previously dated before a very messy breakup in 2016, rekindled their romance this summer. Bieber popped the question in the Bahamas on July 7th, shocking fans, but sources say it is the real deal, explaining this is not a joke to him. He proposed because he truly feels Hailey is the love of his life. She couldn't make him happier. We're glad the couple is still going strong. And speaking of strong, Khloe Kardashian's days in the gym are definitely paying off. The youngest Kardashian and new mama showed off her post-baby bod while on vacation in Mexico with boyfriend Tristan Thompson and half-sister Kendall. Khloe shared a series of photos from her vacay on Tuesday where she wore a black bra top showing off her abs. In the caption, she gave a shout out to the vacation's host and Girls Gone Wild founder Joe Francis, writing, "Real Joe Francis, you spoiled us as usual. We are so grateful for everything. Thank you for my belated but perfect birthday dinner. Everyone at your home is pure gold. We didn't want to leave." Khloe's birthday was June 27th. Guess it's never too late to celebrate. Not a birthday week or month, but a birthday summer. Sounds right for the Kardashians. The reality star recently revealed that getting back to the gym following the birth of baby True was not easy. She says, quote, "The first day I could not do the simplest things. I was out of breath. It was just different. And I kind of felt really defeated. But in no time, she was back in full swing." She said that after just 3 weeks, quote, "I was like, okay, I can be a beast again. I got this." Now, just 4 months later, it looks like that effort seriously paid off. And those are your Star Treks for today.
All right, guys, stay with us. Dane Cook answering all of those burning questions that we have about his 26-year age gap with his teenage girlfriend. Plus, actor Raul Castillo is here live. He's talking about his new movie, We the Animals. Stick around for that.
But first, to celebrate National Relaxation Day, we have been asking, how do you relax when things get a little hectic?
Breaths. Alex says a nice cappuccino always soothes the soul.
Oh,
Yeah, it sends you into like
yeah,
caffeine
right? I'm
overdrive.
not sure about that. One Twitter user says, "I hang out on my couch and watch a good show, or I have a nice glass of wine." Yes, wine will do it. Wine always makes me feel very relaxed.
And look at this. Look at this little meme. Spending National Relaxation
Is there
Day.
anything more relaxing
Reading.
than a sloth? Sloth.
Yeah, what a time to be alone and watching The Office. Absolutely perfect.
And our
Look at this
kind
cat.
of day. Oh, nice. Getting a little massages are so relaxing.
Petting cats does also relax you.
When it's National Relaxation Day, but you have class and work. Oh, that's the most amazing gift also.
Honestly, a good cry does help you relax, I think, after
All
you're
right,
done with it.
keep sending in those tweets, but for now, moving on to this.
Well, guys, it looks like Dane Cook is a big believer that age is nothing but a number.
The 46-year-old comedian did an Instagram story Q&A about his relationship with his 19-year-old girlfriend, Kelsi Taylor, on Monday, where he answers some questions we've all been wondering.
Yeah, so one fan asked, what advice do you have to those in age gap relationships?
Cook responded, the only thing you have to do is plan that your deaths will be somewhat far apart.
He also opened up about when he and the young singer's romance began. He wrote, we met at a game night that I hosted at my place. We were friends for a while and soon after fell in like with each other and then upgraded to love.
And it seems both of their families approve of the relationship. Cook says, I love her family and we are pretty close and do dinner and hang. My family pretty much died years ago, but Courtney Cook, my sister, likes Kelsi a lot.
All right, the comedian even revealed what he loves most about the 19-year-old, saying she's smart, kind, creative, loyal, and honest. He jokes that, quote, as for him, Kelsi just says, I'm tolerable.
Oh, there you have it, guys. Seems like the love is real, despite the age gap. It is a big
Love
age gap.
exists. The number doesn't matter.
All right, moving on to this. This week's People Cover story is taking a look at the beautiful 30-year love story between Michael J. Fox and his wife, Tracy Pollan.
Michael met Tracy in the summer of 1985 when Tracy auditioned for a role on Family Ties.
Michael says he was immediately smitten, but Tracy, not so much.
Nope, not at all. She admits that he was funny, but she says that he was very cocky. So they just became friends at first. She left Family Ties after just one season.
But as fate would have it, they reunited for a movie in 1987. One day he asked her to lunch, they started dating, and they married a year later.
A classic Hollywood love story here. In 1991, just 3 years into their happy marriage with a new baby, though, Michael was diagnosed with Parsons.
So it is a neurodegenerative disorder causing tremors, stillness, and ultimately the loss of motor skills. And this is interesting. Tracy tells people it was a weird diagnosis at first. In her words, it's kind of easy to forget because nothing's changed.
Michael did try to forget, though. He began drinking to excess in the early 90s, coming home late, hiding empty bottles from his wife at home.
By doing that, Michael says he was isolating himself from his young family.
But Tracy has stood by him through all of this. As he slowly came to grips with the diagnosis, he got sober and became a powerful activist.
Together, they've since raised a close-knit family, sharing a son and 3 daughters who range in age from 16 to 29.
And together, that family has supported their patriarch as Michael launched the Michael J. Fox Foundation, which he set up to fund and coordinate the world's most promising Parkinson's research.
And to date, the foundation has raised nearly $1 billion, which is just amazing. And Michael tells people that he believes within 5 years, quote, we'll be able to predict it and we'll be able to stop the progress of the disease.
As for the key to their long marriage, well, it's pretty simple according to them. Tracy says, just give each other the benefit of the doubt. He assumes I'm doing the best I can.
And for Michael, he says this, find the best things about you and the best things about life and celebrate them.
Love that. And for more on Michael and Tracy's love story, you can pick up a copy of this week's People on newsstands Friday.
All right, now. Shake it like you're rich. Snobby, snobby, rich, rich. Get those noses up. Shake it, shake it. All right, you ain't rich. But shake it like your wife. Like your mom. No ring.
I want to dance. We the Animals is a coming-of-age story about brotherhood, dysfunctional families, and figuring out who you really are.
And we are live with one of the film's stars, Raul Castillo. Thank you so much for being here. It's great to see you, man.
Hello.
Yeah, let's talk about this. The story actually starts off pretty idyllic. You got the mom, dad, the 3 boys, some wholesome family time. There's some turns, some things happen, but let's start at the very beginning. You're very close to your family in real life, right? I would imagine you would pull from some of those types of things in order to, set the stage mentally for those types of things.
Absolutely. It's very much a family story, and it's about 3 siblings. I'm one of 3. I'm the middle child. This particular story is told from the perspective of the youngest of the 3. So it definitely drew me back to childhood and to my own family.
That's great.
Yeah, like I mentioned, it's coming-of-age story. Do you have a coming-of-age movie that you watched growing up or something that kind of sticks out to you?
The Lost Boys, maybe?
Okay,
Oh, good one.
Yeah.
And mine might be like Sandlot or
Sandlot,
or
that's a
Big.
good one, yeah.
Tom
Those are
Hanks'
all
Big.
so
That was a
good.
good one. So things in the movie, as they do in life, they get complicated. We deal with dad leaving, domestic abuse, sexuality, embracing who we are. What subject or scene for you was maybe the most difficult to bring to life on screen?
There's a scene in which the boys lash out. The parents are so volatile and they're constantly at each other's necks, and then there's a bit where the boys finally lash out at their parents, and that was an interesting process to shoot. And the 3 boys are non-actors. Jeremiah Sagar, our director, wanted to work with non-actors, so these kids had never stepped foot on a set before we started working together, and they were just wild and raw and present.
Did that help you? Like,
yeah, absolutely. Right. They were so great to work with. They kept us honest.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. They're not actors, so a lot of it was improvised.
That's right. Yeah.
So what did you teach them, and maybe what's something that you learned from the boys that hadn't acted before?
I think what I learned from them was just the thing in acting is always to listen and respond. And they do that. You know, kids are already tapped into their imaginations. As an adult actor, you're constantly trying to go back to childhood, trying to remember what it is to live in these given circumstances, and they just do it on a constant basis. So they're already actors already. As far as what they learned from us, I think, well, we shot like in this 6-week chunk in the summer of 2016, and then we went back in the winter of 2017 to shoot another week. And by that point, they were like professionals, like they were taking off their mic pads.
Like, we got this,
doing
guys.
the clapboard.
We know what we're doing here.
It was great.
So I guess with kids, I'd imagine that you'd want to, at some level, lighten the mood for some of the more serious topics, serious moments. What'd you guys do to kind of like, you know, break a little bit and lighten it up on set?
There was a lot of sing-alongs. There was a lot of dancing on set. It was a lot of fun. It was great working with kids.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, and the family in the movie is biracial. In real life, you're Mexican-American. You said before you felt too American for Mexico, but too Mexican for the U.S. How did that experience and how you feel about that kind of inform your role and different projects you take on?
Well, I grew up in the Rio Grande Valley in South Texas, a really sort of isolated part of the country, and it's very heavily Mexican-American. So I grew up not thinking about myself as another. I felt very American, and I went to college in Boston at BU, and that's what was my first time in this country to sort of know what it was to be different, you know, to be another. So I think I've always been interested in exploring my own heritage, but also just what it is to be a Latino in this country through the roles that I take on. I think that I have that responsibility.
You've been able to tell so many powerful stories. You gained this huge following a couple years ago. HBO's Looking, alongside Jonathan Groff. You played Richie, a gay Latino man. Look, obviously that gave voice to a lot of people who aren't used to seeing characters like them on screen. How have the effects of playing that character continued to follow in your career? People coming up to you, fans connecting to, do they still call that out when they see you?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
And I feel like people project their feelings about your character on you. When my mom met Jonathan, she was angry at him for breaking up with me.
Oh, yeah? It's like, Mom, calm down. Look.
It's all right. She's like chiding him.
Don't mess with my boy.
Exactly, yeah. But when I meet fans of the show, they sort of project the character. They have these tender feelings toward the character, and whenever I meet Looking fans, they're so sweet and kind to me and warm always, and they sort of embrace me in a really wonderful way.
That's really great. And you live in New York. Naturally, we're wondering, you get to pull the, you know, I don't know, we've had love scenes together card. You see Jonathan Groff and Hamilton maybe, like, get into the show.
Oh, yeah.
Did you use that? Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Was it hard to do?
3 times.
Oh, did you?
You just like hit him up and say,
Oh, yeah. I took full advantage of that.
Yeah, like, listen, pal, this friendship's going to pay off right
How'd
now.
you like it?
I love the show. I saw Jonathan's last performance, actually.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh, really?
He got my girlfriend and I standing room tickets. Yeah.
Good for you.
That's so cool. Honestly, it's life-changing. Yeah, I'm sure you saw it 3 times.
great, yeah.
You changed your life 3 times.
I just saw Jasmine Cephas Jones, who played the youngest of the Schuyler sisters, in a concert the other day. She's a dear friend and from here, from New York, so I stay in touch with those guys.
You're all hooked up.
Yeah,
Back to the movie. The movie had its world premiere at the Sundance Film Festival. You've been to Sundance in the past, so this coming back, is there less pressure, or is it still kind of you have to pinch yourself?
Yeah, no, I mean, well, yeah, definitely you have to pinch yourself, especially with this particular movie because it was so special, this particular story. And I mean, it was, Sundance is always fun, but to be there at this kind of level, to be there with this kind of project was really special. It was a great experience.
We've never been. We hear the swag bags and lounges are pretty amazing.
Yeah.
What's been the best perk have you experienced at Sundance?
This time was not having to do all the parties and all that. It's usually so exhausting. You leave and you need a vacation from Sundance because it's so intense. There's parties, there's meetings all day, there's screenings. There's, you know, this time I just promoted the film and focused on promoting the film.
Me, on the other hand, when I went, all I wanted to do was go to those things. And so it was a different experience. I don't know, it was a different experience.
Absolutely.
But you had a good reason to be
You
there.
got to relax, and it's National Relaxation Day, so you were able to tie it all back
What do you
in.
do to relax, Raul? That's what I want to know.
What do I do to relax? I don't know. I run around Brooklyn. You know, I don't know.
Running around sounds stressful.
You seem like a chill guy. I think you're a relaxed guy in general.
try to be.
It seems that way.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Really good to talk to you guys. Check out We the Animals. It hits select theaters this Friday, August 17th.
All right, let's take one last look at our question of the day. It is National Relaxation Day, as we've said many times. You've been asking,
We love this.
how do you like to relax when things get hectic?
One Twitter user says, I love hot yoga class to
Oh,
sweat
yeah.
out the stress.
Yoga's good.
Calm my
Yoga's good.
thoughts.
Get your zen. I think that's mine probably. And naps and yoga.
Do we need to do this one more time? Raul, can I teach you this? It's something that I try to teach everyone at the beginning of the show.
I'm so
I've learned to
embarrassed.
utilize just sighing, like a deep sigh. Yeah, I can be heard any day throughout the day just doing that. And I'm telling you, it really brings me into the right where I need to be. For sure. Doesn't it?
Raul's like,
Sorry,
I'm never
Raul
doing
will
that.
never be
He's
back
like, I'm
here.
never-
Sorry to freak you out so much. I thought it was lovely.
We will be back with another question of the day tomorrow. So sorry about all this. So be sure to tune in.
Coming up tomorrow, actress Lauren Cohen. She's talking about her new movie, Mile 22, which is fantastic. She's got a lot to say about that.
Plus, Anna Sophia Robb is live in studio giving us all the details on her latest supernatural thriller, Down a Dark Hall. You don't want to miss it. Thank you so much for watching. For now, we leave you with country band Runaway June. Enjoy.
Bye, guys.
Hey y'all, we're Runaway June, and this is One Last Thing. Okay, my last big splurge was my Airstream trailer. That was my last big splurge that I'm still recovering from, and it continues to splurge. Yeah.
The last song I had stuck in my head this morning was Shania Twain.
I'm not dreaming or stupid. I think I've been hit by Cupid, but no one needs to know right now. Our last girls' night was actually last night in New York. We never get days off, and we had an afternoon off, and
We were happy about it.
every night's girls' night. We went to dinner,
Rosé
and had
all day.
lots of wine. Yeah.